Welcome to Cary, North Carolina, WakeMed Soccer Park, Salem Stadium for a little USL League One action as the home team, North Carolina FC, welcomes their rivals from up in Virginia, a storied franchise known as the Richmond Kickers. Worth pointing out, North Carolina FC's only win this season has indeed come against the Richmond Kickers. And hello, everybody. I'm Dean Linke. Always great to be with Andrew Tate. And Andrew, including the red card last week, when you look at North Carolina FC, they've really been a bit unlucky this year. They have, and I think when you look at the youthful side that the franchise is putting out there, they've been really, really close, really competitive, and they just need that little break, and I've got a little sneaky feeling that could be today. Well, they've been starting to weave in veterans. Last game, Nazmi Abadawi. Today, Robbie Christo. And Christo's a big character around this group. Right from the get-go, he's a big presence. And up front today, he's going to be a big handful for the two centre-backs of the Richmond Kickers. It'll be a nice battle to see those big bodies tussling it out for 90 minutes today. And they'd like to get off to a quick start. Hopefully Christo can be part of that. Meanwhile, Terzaghi for Richmond has scored a lot of goals, including the last game against Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, he's in a rich vein of form at the moment, the Argentinian, and he reminds me very much of Sergio Aguero from the English Premier League now with Barcelona. He's not going to be a player that's going to dominate the game and completely run the show, but all he needs is one chance, and it can end up in the back of the net. And hopefully for NCFC, that's not today. Richmond will interchange a lot of players with that diamond and the front two. One man who will have to play a big role today is Peter Pearson. Pekka got the red card. He sits out. In comes Pearson. We'll have the full starting lineups and the kickoff when we return for USL League One action. The Richmond Kickers in town to take on North Carolina FC.
Continental Tire has been a proud supporter of soccer for more than a decade. We've been there both on and off the field for some of the greatest celebrations. We've watched with you as the game and personalities have gotten bigger. We are proud to continue standing alongside you, supporting the game that gives us all so much. Together, we've shared thousands of incredible goals and celebrations. Here's to many more to come.
At Strategic Systems, we understand that a reliable IT infrastructure doesn't just materialize by itself. We've been helping Triangle businesses of all sizes build and manage secure, reliable technology solutions for over 25 years. Strategic Systems and CEI. Are you transforming your business?
So, how do you like your urgent care? At WakeMed, we have urgent care just about everywhere. Urgent care that specializes in orthopedics and kids. MyCare 365, open every day of the year. Even virtual urgent care. Yup, urgent care in your jammies, on your tablet. So download the WakeMed All Access app and get urgent care that's caring, convenient, and just the way you like it.
Selling your home often comes at a cost. Many realtors charge commissions of 6%, which seriously cuts into your profits. But with Daymark Realty, part of Coastal Credit Union, you can sell for an unbelievably low commission rate of 4.5%. Plus, professional staging and photography are included. Find out how Daymark and Coastal have saved members millions in fees and offer a better way to bank.
Little midweek USL League One action as they bring the select ball out for North Carolina FC Richmond Kickers. Alongside Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke. Let's go to work and take a look at the starting lineup for North Carolina FC as they go back to a 4-1-4-1.
Yeah, a few changes for North Carolina FC. Christo coming in up top, as we talked about in the open there. Big presence up top. It was great to see him go up against the two centre-backs for Richmond. But look for Kamara and Al-Badawi, I think, to be a strong presence in that middle, with Pearson really trying to break things up and allow the flank players of Cohen and Miscic to get forward and support Christo.
Good breakdown of the North Carolina FC starting lineup there in their dark blues. Meanwhile, Richmond in their all white. We'll take a look at the lineup that Darren Sawatsky puts out there. We believe it's going to be a diamond with two up top.
That tends to be the way they go, the Kickers. They've definitely got some experience in this side. Akira Fitzgerald, as we all know too well from his time here with the former club, the Railhawks. But that back four, really consistent, very solid, but second best defence in the league. And then in midfield, they've got some really cultured individual players in Vinyals, and then Terzaghi, and then a player that came off the bench the other night in OLX and Anderson. He's going to be a real handful today, I think, for NCFC.
Olex Anderson from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as you mentioned, very much an international mixture of a team here for Richmond, who had a lead against North Carolina FC, as we'll pause for a moment as both teams take a knee.
Diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through the United Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com. Thank you.
Always good to see both teams stand against the fight against racism and social injustice as we push for equality and love. Love being with all of you here for USL League One action, and great to be with Andrew as we are underway here at beautiful WakeMed Soccer Park. New surface, Andrew. You were talking about the fact it was already perfect and they rip it out anyway.
I guess there's no such thing as perfection, Dean. That's the truth, because this surface before, I always used to come out here and just gaze at the grass before the soccer even started. So it looks fantastic now, and I'm just curious as to where the other grass went.
I mean, to clarify our opening comments about unlucky, Pekka really unlucky to get an unjustified red card, and Pekka's been such a great presence as right away earning a throw-in over there as far side Nelson Martinez, and that's why Pearson's got to come up big in front of that back four.
Yeah, and Pearson, I think, started the season really well. Probably a little bit unlucky to be sitting out himself, but that's the competition that I think starting to grow within the squad now. They're starting to get a few more bodies in and around. Obviously, Al-Badawi's back, Christo's back fit and healthy now, so those are the types of things. Now Pearson's got his opportunity. He'll be hoping to perform well today and keep Pekka out of the lineup.
Richmond comes in having knocked off North Texas and then coming from behind to tie Fort Lauderdale. So a win and a draw. They're 4-4-4 at 16 points. North Carolina FC 1-7-3 at 6 points. But as we were looking at the standings, they've played 4 less games than some teams, 3 less games than several teams. So they have some games in hand. You think about 4 less games, if you can somehow pick up 12 points, I mean, who knows? Trying to look at the glass half full.
Absolutely, Dean. That's the way I like to look at life as well. Life's too short. So I think you make a great point. I think I'm sure John Bradford will be quite happy for the extra time to get in the training field and do the work. I guess the problem is that at some point they're going to have to make that time up, which I know for Richmond, and I'm sure for NCFC coming up, they're going to have 3 games in a week. So that's a different challenge for some of these boys.
Jake McGuire has been outstanding in goal, as he'll play it to Martina. Martina's got a nice, strong pedigree, had been bothered by injuries since arriving, but now is finally healthy as well. Al-Badawi started the season injured. Robbie Christo injured after a couple games, finally making a start since early in the season. And then you got Flores and Martinez back, and I think the revelation in the back has been Max Flick, a guy who showed up for a couple open tryouts, and he's been a solid citizen as he runs this one down. John Bradford always with high praise for Flick. Looking for JT Kamara turnover. There's some Richmond Kickers fans here. As I mentioned, that storied franchise, they've been around a long time. The U-Crops, some of the best names in soccer, starting with Davidson and, of course, the grocery store chain. They've been supporting this Richmond Kickers franchise both at the youth level and the pro level for a long, long time. It'll be a corner kick for Richmond. 4 minutes in. Time to mark up where there is a bunch of people in that 6-yard box. It's loose there. Knocked out of there by Josh Cohen. And here's JT Kamara. Reminds me so much of a smaller T. Shipolani. That's a great ball. In is Cohen. Cohen right to the Irish Ninja. What a ball. What a transition, and really a golden opportunity for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, it goes from one end to the other there. It looked like NCFC was going to be under a lot of pressure. But the flick didn't come off the kickers and going down the other way. Great play from JT Kamara. He's off to the races here. Great weighted pass. Just Cohen just never quite looked comfortable on his left foot. That touch just not out of his feet, and the strike's not quite there. But that's the threat of NCFC on the break. We've seen that a few times this season, Dean.
We have. They are very good on the transition, particularly when they can find JT Kamara, who, as I've said several times, reminds me of the human highlight reel, T. Shipolani. There's the big man, Robbie Christo. That's a good job chesting it down. Nazmi Abadawi, as JT Kamara looked like he was fouled, and it'll be a late whistle, and he will earn a restart here for North Carolina FC.
I think just a little collision of knees there. Didn't look like there was a lot of contact on first view, but in watching again, there's a little clash of knees. It doesn't take much for the little man to go down, how sprightly he is.
You've already touched on it, but to see Nazmi Abadawi back out there again, I was not able to be here on Sunday. Brian Ware did a great job filling in, but Nazmi Abadawi is the face of the franchise. He's the heartbeat of the franchise, and they really missed him.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a shame, obviously, the youthful side to not have your skipper out there from day one, but I know his presence will have been felt in and around the training ground, and I know he's a player that, in speaking to the young boys like Cole Frame and those guys in and around it, just how much of an impact they have on these guys on a day-to-day basis.
So the referee getting quite involved here early doors here in this one. Now they'll drop it again to Abadawi. And Abadawi will switch it to Martinez. Martinez, who got the start in that unique 3-4-2-1 on Sunday. And Martinez very comfortable in the middle of the park, but now back out wide again. And this is Akira Fitzgerald, who, of course, played with Austin DeLuz, the all-time assist leader at Wake Forest. Akira Fitzgerald, pretty good goalkeeper at Wake Forest. Pretty good goalkeeper for the Railhawks. Big fan favorite, and has found a home at Richmond. It'll go left side. One of the things that you pointed out, Andrew Tate, before the game, Richmond, very diverse international team.
Yeah, a lot of players from South America and the islands and things like that. So, you know, we've got a few of those sprinkled in, but not so much as the kickers, and they've certainly got some more experience as well. So, you know, they've been competitive in all the games. They've been solid. I think they show a little bit more nous than maybe NCFC, but I'll be interested to see how that plays out today.
Martina did not get whistled for the foul there, as going down was Terzaghi. Terzaghi wearing 32 with those 7 goals. Referee letting him play at the moment. Turned back over for Richmond, shot from distance, and that'll go out of bounds.
I like that, Dean. The ref let him play a little bit there. Thought Kamara got one earlier, didn't get that one there. Maybe that's a bit of a make-up. And then Abadawi kind of scrambles and gets enough on the ball to win the ball back for NCFC, and the kickers weren't too happy about that.
Andrew, we talked about Pearson getting back in there. We talked about Abadawi getting in there on Sunday. Crystal back in there. Miscic also didn't start the last game. He's played really well here at home.
Yeah, I've liked him. Saw one of his free kicks of the week. It was an absolute cannon, and he's a player with real quality. And I think they've got that sprinkle, and it's getting that consistency with young players, getting that consistency on a regular basis. And one player that I think is starting to show that consistency is the man on the ball right here. Some good early touches from JT Kamara.
Yeah, you liked what you saw in JT Kamara in that preseason game against Charleston.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because I'm a tall one myself, Dean. I have more of an affiliation or an affinity towards the smaller players, because I know those big lads don't look too pleasing on the eye. But he's just a player that you just watch him and you know he's got magic in his boots, and he plays with a real smile. He wants the ball all the time. He's probably had the most touches already here in the opening 8 minutes. And that goal he scored last month, Dean, I mean, that's a goal of the season contender for me.
Amen. Beautiful goal. Here's Pearson looking for options. Abadawi was being marked, so they give it to Flores. Miscic shows, but they can't find him, so they'll bring it back to Martina. Now Flick. Back over to Martinez again. They tried JT Kamara as a 9, and that's probably just one spot where his size really does hurt him, as a 9 amongst those trees back there, those big center backs.
Yeah. I like him here because he gets on the ball. He's definitely dictating the play. As you see him jinking through people, playing with his back to goal. I don't think that's going to be his strength. That's more of a Christo job.
Terzaghi makes a good run. Martina has it for a second. Terzaghi stays with it as Flores slides in. That's great work by Terzaghi to keep possession as he drops it now, as they're going to find Bolduc. And now it's to McGuire as Bolduc serves it in. That's good work from Terzaghi.
Yeah, he's a talented player. He's been around the league a long time, and he'll lead the line well for the kickers today.
Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. We're in minute 10, no score. The Richmond Kickers and North Carolina FC. WakeMed Soccer Park, Salem Stadium, midweek action. I always look forward to these midweek games. I don't totally know how to set up my day on a midweek game, Andrew, like the overall day. You know, I struggle with how to manage that, but I look forward to always arriving here, of course, and spending some time with you, my man.
Absolutely. For me, it's something to look forward to, right? Usually you're going home. For me, it's going home and wrestling the kids to bed. No, I'm watching some soccer, and I'm watching it from a great view.
Not a great view for the USA women today. Like a shocking result, one that I'm still struggling with, but like you said earlier, they'll bounce back against New Zealand and we'll forget all about it.
Yeah. It had to happen at some point, Dean. Unfortunately, you can't win them all, as they say.
Richmond does well here. Falk. It does look like Moran is sitting a little deeper than Falk. And in fact, it looks like Falk's more on the right side as we were trying to figure out how they were going to line up that diamond, as Darren Sawatzki scratched out a 4-3-3 Brazilian style, as you referenced.
Yeah, curveball there, Dean. You've been around long enough to know a curveball when you see one. I think it could be one of those where instead of a diamond, they might just rotate it at times and play a bit more of a box with the two holding. But like you said, they've got the ability to interchange and move some things around.
Great read there by Calvo. Calvo lucky to not have received a red. He did end up sitting out 2 games after that elbow, and that one will go out of bounds. The tough part about that, though, is he scored a big goal. We'll go back now to McGuire.
And this is something I saw the other day with Fort Lauderdale playing against the Kickers. The Kickers do like to press and not let you play out. As you see, Maguire's having to go along up to Christo, and these two will be battling, I think, for the whole game here, Christo and Chrysler.
Picked up there by Falk. Middle of the park now to Moran. Over the top, flag is up. Looked like a couple players were offside that time for the Kickers.
Be interesting to see if Tazagi was offside there, because I know Baldock was. Yeah, Baldock was definitely offside there. I think a little bit of miscommunication between him and Tazagi, because Tazagi, I think, was straggling the line.
12 minutes in, no score, no real solid opportunity short of the incredible pass from Kamara to Cohen. And as you mentioned, Cohen just couldn't get much on it with his left foot. Great transition, though. That's been the best attacking play of the game.
Yeah. And that was the early goal that Coach John Bradford was hoping for, right? And chances, big chances.
Yeah, he's been talking a lot about a quick start for his team. And they had the opportunity there. Let's see if they get another one. Goes off of Flores to Martina. Plays it to Cristo. They need Cristo to win those balls in any way possible. Baldock. Baldock will get it back. Baldock, first time. That's a great ball. Wow. Really good ball, and perhaps lucky, Andrew Tate, that it's not 1-0 as Baldock serves a great ball in here.
The agony's written all over Anderson's face there. He got it really, really well, cranes his neck back, and he's just, you think it's going in, and thankfully for NCFC, it's gone wide of the post, but great play down the right from Baldock. Anderson does ever so well to get his neck and head around the ball, just can't quite get the direction he was looking for. Here's that press.
Anderson has spent time with the Seattle Sounders FC, and they've run a lot of good forwards through that program. That's a winning franchise. Played quickly here now to Vinyals. Vinyals back to Anderson, and there's Flick. Now Pearson will clean it up. Continued pressure from Anderson does enough to win it back to Cole. Cole will bring it all the way back. Left side, Anderson again. Sent out of there by Flick. Yeah, you mentioned Anderson coming on the last game, earned that start, and he looks like he's going to be a handful here.
He was definitely playing with a bit of anger in that game the other night, Dean. He got an assist to get his team level, and then there was something that set him off later in the game that he didn't seem to settle down for a good 10 minutes, and he's brought that aggression into the game early here, and as Richmond starting to get a foothold in the game.
I'm guessing that in your storied career, those whatever color blue shoes never quite made it on your feet that Anderson's wearing out there. Is that pretty accurate?
I don't think I went that shade, Dean, but with the minute, I think I should have known earlier. As soon as the colors started breaking into my kit bag, that was the moment to start hanging them up.
Well said. Flores will bring it back to Martina. Martina's got good size. I did appreciate, you know, every game John Bradford gives me as much time as I need, and you know it's been a frustrating season. His attitude has not changed at all. He did tip his hat to Steve Malik, knowing that, oh, there's a good ball trying to find Nazmi Abadawi. Here's Mischich. I'll get back to that point, and Mischich will miss-hit that one, but there's a plan here, and Gary Butte, who's your boss, I mean, everybody's involved in this plan, and I think it's a good one.
It certainly is. But as we know, Dean, it's never easy to stay focused and see the bigger picture. You know, there's trying times, there's results, there's frustrations, there's that human nature that comes into it. And every now and again, you got to remember, where did we start? Where are we coming from? What's the goal? But to see the young kids in and around the side now, and you know, 15-year-old Nick Holliday stand on his head the other week on the road and making 10 saves. I mean, 15 years old, it's incredible. So see these boys getting the opportunity in their back garden, playing at this level, I think it's a fantastic thing to see, because if you're Richmond and you've got the experience and all these internationals and you don't win, you don't have much to hang your hat on, whereas here there's a bit of a pathway, and hopefully they'll get that success as well along with it.
And some patience with that as well, right? That's the key word.
It's an easy thing to say, Dean. Harder thing to embody.
That's so true. I feel like in talking to John, though, that he's comfortable with knowing that there is going to be some patience, so that's good to hear him say that.
He's been around the club long enough and served enough roles, and to start jumping ship now and panicking.
Abadawi, and Christo is fouled. That's good work by Robbie Christo, who checks back and gets fouled, and that's what they pay him to do right there, get the team out of trouble, and he'll give North Carolina FC the ball back.
Those are the ones that I'm not quite sure how that's not a yellow card, you know? You plow right through the back of somebody, the big man takes it. I think as a referee there, if you're going to let those go, you're going to let a lot go today. A little talking to. Calvo will take that all day, though. The concern for Christo is that wasn't one of the centre-backs he's up against. That was one of the right-backs that's clattering him.
Yeah, that whole back line is pretty big. I mentioned Chrysler, Magalhaes, who used to play at Maryland. On the other side, Cole, and Calvo running the left back and right back respectively. Flores back to Martina. They'll use McGuire.
Kicker's doing a good job right now of really wrestling the middle of the midfield away from NCFC. They're having to go back and sideways and around, and just not John Bradford looking for them to move the ball a little bit quicker here to try and break this initial press from the kickers.
Second trip to carry North Carolina inside of a month for the Kickers to take on the rivals North Carolina FC. Richmond's last matchup was against Fort Lauderdale CF at City Stadium. The Kickers trailed early, but got that Terzaghi goal late to tie it, his 7th goal of the season. As Terzaghi, as you mentioned, from Argentina, has had a good season. Flick now over to Martinez. This is good work here by Cohen. Christo's waiting, Christo's there. Christo was hoping to snap one. That's a good touch from Pearson. Now they'll find it back to Flores. Flores, Christo, Christo! And how about North Carolina FC
What a goal, Dean. Great build-up play, patient. Al-Badawi just cycles it. Flores, left foot in swinger, away swinger to Christo's head and just hangs it up. And Cristo does everything he could. Almost been the goalkeeper there, but it's over his head. And Cristo smiles back on his face. It's been a while, but great to see the big man back and smiling.
That's part of the reason why we picked him to highlight off the top, because John Bradford had a feeling getting the start. He knew that it was so important to get off to a quick start, and that's exactly what they've done.
I don't think Robbie's one that likes to sit on the bench or sit around, and he's been watching Thornton Simpson for a while, so he's got the opportunity. He wants to be the main man, and he's shown, I think, in the last couple of moments, just holding the ball up, being that presence, and they're attacking the ball really well. Fantastic header. Now he's telling his teammates, concentrate.
Pretty good ball from Flores, but I liked what you said, Andrew, on the build-up to it. It was really North Carolina FC putting some passes together.
It was great play initially, wasn't it, from Cohen on the right side, jinking away and putting a ball in that then bounced around, but fantastic little individual play. And there's lots of attacking players. I mean, you highlighted Pearson, the one when you look at it, he's the only defensive sort of player in that whole front five. You've got Kamara, Al-Badawi, and Cohen, and Miscic, and Cristo. You're not going to get an awful lot of defensive prowess from them.
No, and it's good to see Cohen start to fly around a little bit. It felt like even he would admit he had a rough start to his campaign, went to the bench, and this is the best I've seen him play. Turning back in, Richmond will find Terzaghi. John Bradford is up, barking out instructions, as Terzaghi will give it up. Terzaghi, Bolduc is offside, so it'll come back to North Carolina FC. Nice job pushing the line up there for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, you've seen that early on in the first 20 minutes. They're trying to hold that line, and it's a risky little game to play, but if you can do that, it's a lot of attacks that you can break up very quickly and very easily before they develop. You've just got to make sure you're very well marshaled there, and that time it was exactly that.
"22 minutes in, Jake McGuire. So this is usually the time, Andrew, for when I ask you for your thoughts, and I think it's an easy one for you when you talk about the home team. Your thoughts so far on North Carolina FC? Flag is up.
I like the lineup, I've got to say, Dean. I think Coach John Bradford, a sample with a back five or a back three in the last game, but I like the way they've set up here. Pearson and then the four players in front, they're going to go and be attacking. Cristo leading the line. I like it. And early on, good counter-attack. There, a good little recycling. There's a little period there where Richmond started to show some quality, a little bit of experience, and looked like they were going to bully NCFC a little bit, but they've shown that character that we've seen from this group all season. They've been competitive. So I like the start, and I think it's going to be a tight game, Dean, unfortunately for the NCFC fans.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because the Richmond Kickers, even though they're trailing and have not had as many opportunities, they've got some talent on the field as well.
They have, absolutely. And, you know, second best defense in the league. They just haven't scored a lot of goals, which doesn't bode well for them here today. Miscic really good at creating his own space. Can't find an opening that time, so gives it up to JT Kamara. Kamara's done a much better job when he does take an extra touch, keeping possession, and that time Miscic gives it away. Good defense from North Carolina FC to win it back. Vinyals was trying to dance through and can't do it. McGuire way off his line. In fact, so far off his line, he's got to be careful that there's not a turnover here. Work playing it forward to Martinez. That's a little rotation there. Sometimes I'm like, who is that? And it's Martinez. We're playing higher, going inside into midfield, and Cohen coming back. But that's the understanding and the relationships that the squad's building.
Yeah, that's so well said. He is more comfortable in the middle of the park, but team player has played right back quite a bit, and that's what I'm talking about. McGuire's really way off his line. There's a player down here for North Carolina FC. This has been a familiar sight. Martina will get back up. We've seen Martina go out in the first half of some games here at WakeMed Soccer Park.
Looks like it's gonna be okay here, though.
Fair play as he and Anderson check hands. The word on Pearson is he is also a great leader as well, really well respected in the locker room. As Pearson's on the ball now. Cristo making a run. Decides not to go through Chrysler and Magalhaes.
Interesting first 25, Dean. I think you can see a little frustration from Coach Darren Sawatsky. He's asking his team in the press to really try and keep the play going down one side. And NCFC very confident, and at sometimes for you maybe a little risky in playing out, but they're showing that confidence that I think they need if they're going to play with the attacking line that they've got to have the faith to do that.
Darren Sawatsky had himself a decent playing career, had more than a cup of coffee in Major League Soccer. He arrived at the Colorado Rapids after I had left after 3 years as the voice of the Colorado Rapids. They liked him there. He had the interesting mullet hairstyle, kind of like what Tony Meola had back in the '90 World Cup. They drop it over the top to Anderson. Now Terzaghi is down, a little bit of collision there, and staying with it is Anderson, and he almost went side netting right there as the referee letting Martina and Anderson just battle all over the place. Meanwhile, Terzaghi's down at midfield. I did not see what happened to Terzaghi. I don't know if you did.
No, there's a lot to chew on there, Dean. I don't see much wrong in the tackle from Martina there. He does well not to foul him there. And Anderson, you're thinking he's going to bend in the top corner. He doesn't get the contact he's looking for, but I'm not sure Terzaghi's upset about something. I don't believe there's any malice in anything there, but he obviously believes there is. No.
So Terzaghi's claiming that he got an elbow. Not sure if we'll have a look at that or not. We'll check with the producer, director extraordinaire, Joe Ferrara. The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at usl.com/forever-proud. 1-0 North Carolina FC. Courtesy of a Robbie Cristo go, and Terzaghi, who is complaining about an elbow. We don't have a look at it, but nobody saw it, so no harm, no foul.
To be fair, I think he's the only one on the field that was complaining about it. None of his teammates or even his coach, I think, saw it. So we'll play on.
Pearson, and Pearson's gonna, I think Pearson, referee pointed the wrong way, so I was confused by that as well.
It's gotten a little bit scrappy, Dean, which I don't think favors NCFC here. I think we've really got to get a grip of the game, and Al-Badawi's not had too many touches today. I'd like to see him on the ball and dictating it with using his experience. Just a few too many cheap turnovers, which I think at this level can bite you.
Terzaghi seems to be okay after that elbow, and he'll earn the throw in far side as we're in minute 28, and it's North Carolina FC 1, Richmond Kickers 0. Of course, the Richmond Kickers, I mentioned that great history. Used to call games with Ronnie Pascal, big-time goalkeeper, 304 appearances, and a goals against average of .74, 97 shutouts all time. Matthew Delacotte, Kevin Jeffrey, Mike Burke, Ruben Espinoza, some of the big names that have come out of Richmond. Mike McGinty, shutouts as well. Andrew Dykstra. Those are, think about all the names that have come out of the Kickers program. In fact, early on, the Kickers were, I think Kurt Johnson actually started his career at the Richmond Kickers. That's how storied that franchise is.
That's a name that'll sound familiar to a few folks around here.
Yeah, the president GM of North Carolina FC, who also had great success in Kansas City with Major League Soccer. Mainstay now with the club. As we walk you up to minute 30. This one driven in. Sent back across and cleared out of there by Martina, who, like you said, Andrew, he looks to be okay, which is important. Cleared out of there. That's how you make sure of it right there, as they send it all the way to Cole. There's Abadawi. That's a great touch without the foul. Now JT Kamara. It's 1-on-4. Open is Miscic. Miscic is going to get it now. The numbers are not there anymore, but Miscic has it. Miscic really dangerous on his own. This is a great little move. Miscic likes to take his own shot, but kind of dribbled into trouble. This was all started by Nazbi Abadawi, who had a wonderful tackle.
Yep, showing his experiences now. She's getting a little poke in there and letting JT Kamara go to work. The frustration getting to the kickers right now. Dean, they had a long night the other night, by the way, and that 1 point they managed to wrestle back a point off Fort Lauderdale. And that's one of those games as a broadcaster, Dean, I know you've been there a few times. It was like a 2-hour rain delay, and oh.
Yeah, that's brutal.
It's not fun for anyone. I think the stadium was half empty by the end of it. I mean, it really tests your faith as a fan. Is it going to stop? Is the rain going to stop? Shall I stay till 10?
Looks like they're going to do a hydration break here, which is not a bad move. It's very humid. Terzagi's still having a go with the fourth official about an elbow. And Darren Sawatsky's basically saying, all right, we're going to leave that for the moment. All right, as it turns out, our superstar Joe Ferrara and crew does have a look at what Terzagi's complaining about as Ian Lang found it. Let's take a look. So he's there. Oh, that's purely accidental, I think. No, I mean, that was Flick, right, who was just standing there. I didn't see him.
Blocks his run, I think. He blocks his run. I don't know if there's any intent to.
I didn't see him lift his arm, though.
Yeah. I can see why Terzagi's upset, but I'm not sure. Either way, it's in the rear view mirrors, Dean.
Thrifty Gift is getting $100.
I think you're right, Andrew. I think he did lean into him, and perhaps with that lean, maybe that arm did move a little bit, but.
Yes, that's Flick showing a little bit of experience there as a defender. You know, you don't want to let you're trying to block runners, you're trying to stop them going into it. I don't think, having seen Flick for a good few months now, I don't think there's any malice in that. But Terzaghi, obviously, being the superstar that he is, there's rules, you know. Yep. It's part of him getting his head in the game, probably, and getting a bit fired up to get that equalizer for the kickers. Yeah,
I appreciate your setup on that, because Flick has been all about fair play, I think, for pretty much every game he's been in. You always wonder, like, how much these officials are familiar with that part of the personalities that are on the field. Certainly it's a big thing with basketball. I wonder how much in soccer, if they know sort of how the players play. Offside again as Anderson's been testing that line.
It's working, the high line, they're holding it right now. There's got to be that focus and concentration, though, because all it takes is one little well-timed run from Terzaghi or Anderson, and Maguire's going to have to come up with something special.
John Bradford already's got the crew warming up. Anderson, unlucky right there, is the back of Bolduc. Miscic, that's a pretty good ball to Crystal. Let's see what Crystal does with it here. Abadawi with a legitimate beef. He was wide open and didn't get the ball right there.
I like John Bradford there, though. They won the ball back, though, and his team looked like they just wanted to take a breath and move it slowly. And he's like, no, come on, move it quickly. You know, you settle in the area where you've just won the ball, and that's going to lead to problems because the kickers love to jump on you and press in that initial turnover phase. And obviously finding Cristo and then moving it out here. Now they're playing in a much more comfortable situation with a chance to dictate the tempo.
It's a pretty good ball from Maguire right there to Flores.
They're stroking it around now.
Yeah, on a dime. Martinez will pick it out of the air, and right now North Carolina FC having some fun. One sends it in, looking for Crystal, dropped down perfectly, and Nazbi Abadawi. Good idea to volley that with his left foot. That's one player on the team for sure, left or right. He can finish that volley.
Yeah, and I think Miscic probably might have fancied that on his right foot coming in, but Abadawi claimed seniority there. Just doesn't quite catch it, gets body over it. But that was good play from NCFC there. Won the ball back well, moved it out of pressure. and then dictate the play open, and good play down the right from Martinez and Cohen in trying to create that chance.
Another offside. Give me a chance to tell you that looking to start the second half of the season on a high note. Oakland Roots SC welcomes high-powered Phoenix Rising FC when the USL on ESPN continues. Don't miss any of the action from the Golden State Wednesday, August 4th at 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Here at WakeMed Soccer Park, it's the home team, North Carolina FC, with a 1-0 lead, courtesy of their big man up top, number 11, Robbie Crystal. Great ball from Nelson Flores. And Cristo headed it over Akira Fitzgerald, who will track it down now. The Irish Ninja, as he was known during his time here, and he'll roll it out. Bolduc gets it all the way through. Vinyals, wearing number 10 from Barcelona. Forward here to Bolduc, who's been pretty active. Finds the feet of Cole, the outside back, pushing forward. That's a great ball from Terzaghi. Terzaghi to Bolduc, looking to get it back to Terzaghi. JT Kamara's touched just a little bit too heavy, but one back there by Cohen, who has put in a solid shift. Adrian, I know you've not seen every second, but this is the best I've seen Cohen play.
I can't argue with you, Dean.
We'll go off of Flores right in front of John Bradford.
I think the team's playing well, to be honest, Dean. I mean, just Maguire, I don't think, had a save to make. We had a couple of little half chances in and around the goal, but for the most part, the defence has held the line well. They've broken up crosses, and apart from a few sloppy turnovers at times, I think they've shown well. And I would argue deserving of the 1-0 lead.
And, you know, part of all that has been Robbie Cristo, also with one of his better games. Obviously been injured quite a bit, but I'm not sure if he's 90-minute fit, but whatever shift he gives, it's been good so far.
I think it's all about using him the right way. Just, you know, gets himself isolated and rolling into his feet, let him hold it up. And the more they start to cut off that pass to Cristo, the more JT Kamara can get on it.
Wow, what a ball. Finds Cohen. Nazmi Abadawi! And Akira Fitzgerald knocks it down. Good ball to Nazmi Abadawi, who has done great things with balls like that in previous times and attempts.
Yeah, he just tried to guide it, didn't he? And you thought he'd done everything right, guiding it back across the goal, but didn't get the purchase on it he was looking for. And Fitzgerald, I think, knows Al-Badawi quite well, so I think he's seen a few of those side foot finishes from the top of the box a few times.
Say hello to a friend in Kansas City, Brian Maxwell Turner, who spent some time up here at North Carolina FC as a rising coach, tuning in to keep an eye on how North Carolina FC is doing. Anderson's offside again.
What are we on offsides now, Dean? 6, 7?
Most of them been him, too.
Yeah. That only adds to the frustration as one of your teammates or coaching staff. Yeah.
Richmond will build it out of the back. Minute 40. Imagine at least a couple minutes of added time. I'm gonna go with 2, Andrew. This time the flag is going to stay down, and it stays in bounds. So Flick, safety first, sends it out of bounds. A lot of people buying those $15 field seats. That is a big-time seat right behind the field boards. I mean, you're as close as the action as if you're sitting on the bench, but on the opposite side, pretty cool seats.
Absolutely. On a night like tonight as well, great night to be out in those seats.
It's interesting you mentioned the rain that Richmond had to deal with. I drove up here in a old-timey convertible, and I decided to put it up because every time I've come out here, there's rain at some point, so you just never know. Here's Pearson. Pearson, he's got Crystal. Crystal's begging for it. Crystal's still begging for it. They'll go over the top to JT Kamara. JT Kamara, and JT Kamara's shot not there. Robbie Crystal wanted it, and he wanted it about 5 different times.
And I think 4 of them he might have been offside, Dean. But yeah, it's great play from Pearson. Wins the ball initially. You know, for me there, I'm looking for Christo to maybe dart along the line and free that space up for Kamara on the other side. I don't know if he knew Kamara was behind him with his silky footsteps. But what Coach John Bradford would have given for a second goal there. That little cushion before half-time. Hello.
Christo! Galazzo.
I don't need to say anything, Dean. I mean, I just said hello, I think, when he dropped it to him. And Mischich just stood there as the fans, as all the players are jumping on Christo. He stood there with his hands on his head 2 feet away. I think it says it all.
Yes, North Carolina FC
Robbie Christo, a super Galazzo, right? I mean, are you kidding me? And Akira Fitzgerald knew it.
I'm not going to say I told you so, but I felt there was something today. On my way in today, I felt there was something in the works. Now, I didn't call a 45-yard bomb, half volley from Robbie Christo back in the lineup.
Wow, Akira Fitzgerald, it was almost like an outfielder knowing that Bonds just sent it into the ocean, right? He just turned around, he knew it was over, he knew it was in. Bonds is a baseball player, by the way.
Oh, yeah, he's known for hitting them quite hard, I think, right? Down to first base, is that right?
McGuire, what a start for Robbie Christo. And I actually, to your point, not only did you think it, you said it in the open. You said, we talked about this team being unlucky, and you actually said on the air, Andrew Tate, that was going to change tonight. So you did have a feeling, and you made that feeling wide open as you opened with that. So I appreciate it. And they've delivered.
Yeah, that's one for the vault, Dean. I got one right. I got one for the vault.
You did. Little give up there by Anderson. Wow, how about Christo's awareness to know where Akira Fitzgerald was?
I love that. We're talking about his awareness and all that, and John Bradford said, hey, Christo, I don't care. You just scored a 45. Get back. You've got to get back and head this one clear. You're a little bit taller than JT Kamara. Get back there.
So Christo, I remember having talks with him last year when they were at USL Championship level, and him talking about 20 goals was what he aspired for, and he didn't come anywhere close to that. The year before, he had that super sub season, and of course last year was a strange year as we dealt with the pandemic, but you know, he has that mentality where if he gets hot, he could rattle off double-digit goals.
Yeah, I don't see him in that much different to Mario Lomas. You know, you can see in the way he attacks the ball and the different types of goals he scores. You know, he's certainly got some magic there. Probably the one thing I would probably say we need to add to his game is the ones where they come off his backside and off his his shin pad and things like that. He needs to add the scruffy goals to his game. So I think every time I watch him play, it's a header from the edge of the box or a 45-yard screamer.
That was a screamer indeed, and it's given North Carolina FC a pretty comfortable 2-0 lead here. as North Carolina FC looking to remain perfect. A tie and a win against Richmond. And like I said before, this Richmond team has got a lot of talent. Yet North Carolina FC, as you mentioned, nobody has rolled over North Carolina FC. They went down to Greenville, tied Greenville, who's second in the table, to Omaha. As you mentioned, I mean, they had a lead against Chattanooga with Holiday doing great, just kind of ran out of time, not totally knowing how to finish. And John Bradford explained to me part of that is they didn't have enough players to have a full practice. So how can you finish 90 minutes when you can't even do a full practice?
No, and he's the academy director, the under-23s technical director. He's looking at all these players and who can we get here, and you know who's got to play in this game and that game, and managing the minutes in this crazy heat. But like we've talked about, there's a plan. And I think the promising thing for me is I think each week that you watch these boys play in this group, you're seeing improvement, you're seeing growth, and it's whether they can put it together and get those results to put them up the table. I think where they belong is a little bit higher up.
You're hearing the wisdom of Andrew Tate. Great to have him here with me, Dean Linke, as it's 2-0 North Carolina FC on top. Richmond trying to get one here late. McGuire punches it. Anderson stays with it. Anderson, and McGuire is way outside his 6. Both goalkeepers there playing a little bit unconventional, including McGuire, but McGuire still makes the save outside the 6.
His first save of the half, but did well to make up for maybe a not so very convincing punch to initially deal with the pressure.
Here's Calvo.
Well done, Abadawi.
Yeah, well done, Abadawi. Robbie Cristo. Cristo now. Can he switch it? That's a good decision by Robbie Cristo. Rather than force it and perhaps turn it over and kickstart a transition, he hangs on to it. I like every part of his game from today, Robbie Cristo, in this first 45.
Yeah, hard to say he's put a foot wrong, to be honest. The only thing that's missing is a left foot goal to complete the perfect hat trick. He's got the right foot bomb, the header, a scruffy left foot. I think would cap it off.
Keep an eye out for that. We'll see how long he goes. Again, we don't think he's 90-minute ready. Even John Bradford admitted that. Stay with us at halftime. We'll take a look around USL news and notes, courtesy of Captain USL, Brian Ware. Always good information. Calvo with the throw in. Falk. Always enjoy the halftime look with Brian's notes and the great graphics of Savannah, Rosanna, Dana, Revel, and the gang as we got the final seconds left here in this first one.
I think that about sums up the first half for Richmond there. Just not really been at the races. They had Fort Lauderdale on the ropes, I think, for probably 75 minutes of the game the other night. And today they just haven't quite gotten to grips with it at times. It looked like they were going to bully NCFC maybe into conceding a goal, but number of offsides, wayward passes, and looking a little lethargic. And maybe that 2-hour rain delay probably hasn't helped, along with the humidity today.
All excellent points. Expecting the final whistle here any moment, and there it is. So through 45 minutes, it's been the Robbie Cristo Show. North Carolina FC 2, Richmond 0.
Great first half for NCFC, highlighted by our man number 11, Robbie Cristo's header midway through the first half, and then the icing on the cake with an absolute cannon from 45 yards. And I think he might have just topped JT Kamara for goal of the season.
Yeah, I think so. We'll take a look at his goal. We'll also take a look around USL League One at halftime here at WakeMed. It's North Carolina 2, Richmond 0.
Select Physical Therapy is focused on patient safety now more than ever before. Select's centers remain open and offer a safe environment for you to receive physical therapy services. You don't need a doctor's referral to begin care and start feeling better today. Select Physical Therapy also offers telerehab, so you can easily connect with a licensed therapist through web-based technology that is HIPAA compliant, right from the comfort of your home. Visit selectphysicaltherapy.com to schedule an appointment. Select Physical Therapy, the power of physical therapy.
Behind this shot, there's a story of well-loved cleats and pride-soaked jerseys. A story of years of support and leadership. There is a story of family. Behind every shot, there's soccer.com. Greatness grows here.
Continental Tire has been a proud supporter of soccer for more than a decade. We've been there both on and off the field for some of the greatest celebrations. We've watched with you as the game and personalities have gotten bigger. We are proud to continue standing alongside you, supporting the game that gives us all so much. Together, we've shared thousands of incredible goals and celebrations. Here's to many more to come.
So great to be back at Wakemed Soccer Park in Cary for a little midweek USL League One action. And how about North Carolina FC? Not one, but two goals from Robbie Christo, the big man wearing number 11. It's 2-0 at the half. North Carolina on top of Richmond. And welcome upstairs to the perch alongside Andrew Tate. I'm Dean Linke and came on the air talking about number 11, Robbie Christo, and he's delivered the goods.
Has he ever? Unbelievable. I mean, I think I came into it today thinking there's going to be something special. I wasn't planning on that from about the centre circle there, but incredible. Great for Robbie Christo back in the lineup, and great for NCFC to go into half-time with a 2-0 lead. This is unfamiliar territory, I think, for John Bradford.
Well, perhaps they can start a run as we take a look at some upcoming games for North Carolina FC. They've got plenty of games in hand, so you start to look at their schedule. They go on the road at Fort Lauderdale, at New England. Of course, Chattanooga's near the top of the table, but, I mean, who knows? If you can somehow get, I don't know, 10 to 12 points out of those 5 games, you're back in this thing.
Absolutely. I think the way this team's gone into the season, they're looking at it bigger picture, you know, one game at a time and looking to grow into the season, and they're certainly doing that today. And yeah, we're going to make up some games there, little 3 games, 8-day stretch there with New England, Chattanooga and North Texas. Some tough trips in there, but this group's been competitive all the time.
Definitely mark down August 10th and August 25th as home games. And, of course, the Richmond Kickers with their great fan base. They've got home games against FC Tucson on July 31st and a home game against New England Revolution 2 on August 14th.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those where all of those games, there's no easy games in this league. Everyone's competitive. And, yeah, they'll be looking to get back to winning ways sooner rather than later.
When we come back, we'll take a look around the USL, and then after that, we'll show you those Christo wonder goals, including the Golazo that Andrew Tate just mentioned. Fans having a good time. That's so good to see. North Carolina FC 2, Richmond Kickers 0.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
The 18, the Marcus Sargent goes to his left, hard strike, and it's in the net, 2-1 Oakland.
Split shit, another massive stop.
Scoots deflected, and a big save from Rawls.
As Asante takes this on. Oh, that's a tremendous goal from Solo.
At Strategic Systems, we understand that a reliable IT infrastructure doesn't just materialize by itself. We've been helping Triangle businesses of all sizes build and manage secure, reliable technology solutions for over 25 years. Strategic Systems and CEI. Are you transforming your business?
Continental Tire has been a proud supporter of soccer for more than a decade. We've been there both on and off the field for some of the greatest celebrations. We've watched with you as the game and personalities have gotten bigger. We are proud to continue standing alongside you, supporting the game that gives us all so much. Together, we've shared thousands of incredible goals and celebrations. Here's to many more to come.
So, how do you like your urgent care? At Wake Med, we have urgent care just about everywhere. Urgent care that specializes in orthopedics and kids. My Care 365, open every day of the year. Even virtual urgent care. Yup, urgent care in your jammies on your tablet. So download the Wake Med All Access app and get urgent care that's caring, convenient, and just the way you like it.
A lot of big smiles at Wake Med Soccer Park. Why not? The home team, North Carolina FC, on top of Richmond in this midweek tilt. Kind of a North Carolina-Virginia derby. It's North Carolina FC 2, Richmond 0. Walking back up one more time to the perch. He's Andrew, I'm Dean, and in a second we're going to push to the standings. And can they get back into this thing, Andrew? We kind of touched on it in the last segment, but we're going to see the standings. You know, Omaha's good, Greenville's good, Tormenta's playing really good. There's a lot of good teams, but they had those games in hand, so hopefully they can take advantage of that.
If they play like they did in the first half here, Dean, why not? And like we talked about in the open to the game today, they've been competitive in every game, and they just need those breaks. Today, I don't know if they had the breaks, or because I don't think that was luck from Christo, that was skill, but I believe they can. I think they've got something, and they're getting better week to week.
All right, let's take a look at the league standings for USL League One. As you take a look at it there, Union Omaha with Chattanooga, Greenville. Remember, North Carolina FC went down to Greenville and got a point in that game, a big point. So they're sitting at 6. If they can run 3 in a row off, then they're right in it.
Well, that's it. I think some people say the table lies. I'm not one that believes in that, but I think when we talk about it, they're very competitive, and there's no reason for me why this team cannot be up and competing with the likes of a Fort Lauderdale or a Forward Madison. They've got the quality here, but it's something that's building and getting better each week.
Take a look at some games coming up in USL League One action. New England's second team against Toronto FC's second team, Chattanooga and Greenville. That'll be a great matchup. Tormenta and Richmond, and Forward Madison, Connor Tobin, who's part of the team of the week that we're going to see in a little bit, taking on Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, a player that's got great roots here in North Carolina, and great to see him doing well out there in Madison.
Yeah, you think about the USL team of the week. We'll get to that in a moment. Right now, Tormenta, they stormed back against the Triumph. They came back from that 0-2 deficit to win 3-2. That is huge. Tucson having their best game of the season, 4 goals against New England, with their new signee getting a brace. And of course, you've heard Brian Ware talk about it, the couple games he did. The Red Wolves never say die yet again. I mean, that's a team that they can get behind and always come back and make something of it.
It shows the strength of the league, and that's what gets fans tuning in and watching the games, because you just never know what's going to get thrown up.
So let's take a look at that team of the week. Garrett McLaughlin kind of got to hide a little bit because he had a hat trick against our North Carolina FC team.
Yeah, he took advantage of an opportunity at the weekend with Pekka sending off, but full credit to him. Hat trick, you can never deny someone team of the week with accolades like that.
Great to see Connor Tobin on that team of the week as well. Aaron Walker, familiar name. Again, young and old, having a good time here at the half. It's 2-0 North Carolina on top. We'll show you the Robbie Crystal goals, including the wonder goal, maybe the goal of the year when we return, with North Carolina FC on top of Richmond by a score of 2-0.
Selling your home often comes at a cost. Many realtors charge commissions of 6%, which seriously cuts into your profits. But with Daymark Realty, part of Coastal Credit Union, you can sell for an unbelievably low commission rate of 4.5%. Plus, professional staging and photography are included. Find out how Daymark and Coastal have saved members millions in fees and offer a better way to bank.
Select Physical Therapy is focused on patient safety now more than ever before. Select's centers remain open and offer a safe environment for you to receive physical therapy services. You don't need a doctor's referral to begin care and start feeling better today. Select Physical Therapy also offers telerehab, so you can easily connect with a licensed therapist through web-based technology that is HIPAA compliant, right from the comfort of your home. Visit selectphysicaltherapy.com to schedule an appointment. Select Physical Therapy, the power of physical therapy.
Behind this shot, there's a story of well-loved cleats and pride soaked jerseys. A story of years of support and leadership. There is a story of family. Behind every shot, there's soccer.com. Greatness grows here.
How about North Carolina FC? They got a 2-0 lead, and we've been promising it. Now we're going to take a look at the highlights of the first half. Let's take it away, Andrew Tate. Let's go to work.
Yeah, this was off a counter-attack from defending their own corner. It was JT Kamara finding Cohen, and he just couldn't get the contact there. The first touch just let him down here. Doesn't get out of his feet, and then he's not able to get the contact to get it past Akira Fitzgerald. And that was in the opening 5 minutes here. But then we recycle the ball from an initial ball in from the right. Flores hangs it up to the back stick. There's the man, Cristo, back stick, back across the goal, over the towering head of Chrysler, and it nestles in that far corner for 1-0 NCFC. And that smile's back on the big man's face. No mask, Dean, back from a couple of years ago, but he's smiling. And this was a good ball out here from Pearson. And he finds Cohen. Cohen cuts it back, and Al-Badawi, we've seen that a few times over the years. Side foot, looking to guide it back across goal into that near post, but Akira Fitzgerald had read that one all the way. And then here, once again, on the break, ball comes into Cristo. He holds off Magales and just absolutely lets loose. I mean, no man in their right mind is thinking about shooting from there. I'm not sure if that's fatigue kicking in or just absolute genius. But fair play to the big man. He's delivered today, not put a foot wrong, and he's the reason NCFC are sitting 2 goals up at the half.
2 goals on 7 shots, 5 for Richmond. As you mentioned, though, Jake McGuire didn't have a ton to do. Possession also in favor of the home team.
Yeah, I think it was a solid first half. But I know we hear it all the time, it's a game of 2 halves, and I don't expect Richmond to sit on that first half and be happy with it. Coach Darren Swatsky was out here before anybody else. I think he was telling the subs, hey, be ready, because if these boys don't come out firing, then you boys will be in and I'll be wanting you to deliver. So I expect a response from Richmond, and I'll be up to NCFC to show that character, dig in. Maguire's probably going to have to make some saves. And Cristo, I think you're going to need another one from him if you want to seal this game. But the one thing I will say is, Dean, Richmond hasn't travelled well all season. So maybe this is the time for them to break it. But apart from an opening day win, they've only picked up a draw in the rest of their games on the road this season. So Coach Darren Swatsky will be hoping it's not a tale of the usual for them today, and they can get back to winning ways.
Terzaghi gets things started. Remember, he's got 4 goals in 3 matches and currently leads the team with 7 on the season. And he was pretty effective. Anderson was dangerous, but he was offside probably almost 5 times in that first half. We'll see if he does a better job staying in front of Flick. There he is right there. And they'll call a handball, and it'll come back to North Carolina FC. Second half underway. North Carolina FC in their home blues. The Richmond Kickers in their visiting lights, kind of a mixture of gray and white. I don't think there were any changes made for either team, at least yet. There's McGuire way out.
I know you stole a glance down there. There's no changes yet, Dean, but there's only one bench that's warming up right now. If there's not a message for you to get your finger out, I don't know what is, Dean. These boys are ready to go.
Martina will leave it all the way back to McGuire. It's interesting you said that, because I couldn't wait for him to get back out here. It was just some really good soccer in that first half, and looking forward to them getting going here in the second half, Andrew.
Yeah. And we've known Robbie Cristo's got that magic in him, and for us it's now, don't show me that once a season, show me that game after game, half after half, chance after chance. So now he's whet my appetite. I want more from him. I'm sure the same from Coach John Bradford.
Yeah, the key word is consistency. I'm not sure if you can consistently knock one in from 45 yards.
Maybe he's been working on that, Dean. I don't know. We'll have to speak to coach about that one. There's Pearson, great play again from him. He's done a very quiet job in that first half, just breaking things up. He gets the assist for that ball into Cristo as well in the first half.
Indeed. This was Terzaghi, though, breaking up the attack as he gives it over to Bolduc. Vinyals dancing with it. Oh, my, smoked it. Did McGuire get a piece of that? I think he did. I don't really think he saw it, though.
I don't think he got the piece he wanted on it, because I was worried that was slipping into the top corner. But this was it. This happened, I think, at the weekend against Toronto, too. They just gave a little bit too much space. Oh, McGuire's dealing with that one there, taking a quick corner.
So just coming off that replay, he's got it back in his hand right there. And yeah, that one had some swerve on it. And I think that affected, like you said, not getting the right piece on it. Here's Kamara. It's wide open here to start as Cohen is flying. Mishic's making a run. Cohen's going to shoot it! Foul! North Carolina FC. Cohen with the goal. His best game of the season. And it's 3-0 for the home team.
Confidence is high, Dean. It was one of those, you thought if they could just get one early in the second half here, it would make a big difference. And Cole just gives Cohen too much space. And he puts it onto that favoured right foot and just hammers it across the goal. And Akira Fitzgerald, you can see he's not happy there. Cole just backed off too much. And Cohen took the opportunity with both hands. And he's put NCFC in a fantastic spot here early in the second half.
I'll tell you what, Cohen has been outstanding from the opening whistle here, and I'm so happy for him because you really wanted to see more from him. You wondered if he had it in him, and now his first goal of the season, and it makes it 3-0, and now it's going to get even more wide open, Andrew Tate.
It is, and it's down to Al-Badawi and the experienced heads out there on the field. There's not too many of them for NCFC, but it's down to those boys to make sure they settle down, they don't get carried away, because Richmond, with the flair that they've got in this team, the personality, the experience, they will not go away.
You got to figure Darren Sawatsky is going to go to his bench, as Andrew Tate already pointed out right at the start here. Everybody warming up, and Terzaghi is in, and Terzaghi, I was thinking for sure Terzaghi was scoring there. I'm shocked that he didn't. Terzaghi was in and just hit it over the crossbar.
What a chance. And that's the one where you're warning your team against it. You see it coming. It's a fantastic ball, and Terzaghi just cannot, the ball just won't come down quick enough for him there to get his knee over the ball, and he just cannot get it under the crossbar. But that's a chance. That's what we talked about in the build-up today, Gene, was that's a chance 99 times out of 100, I'd say he takes that.
What about that ball from the Spaniard, Vinyals?
Yes.
Beautiful.
The little scooper.
Yeah, the scooper.
Scooper over the high, flat back line.
Pearson. And then there's Abadawi, knowing that he had an outlet. They play it forward to Cristo. Cristo's done enough running for the day. He's going to leave that one. If you're wondering about bench players, as you've got Caselle on the bench. Here's Anderson running straight downhill. Terzaghi somehow keeps it, and Terzaghi just misses again. And all of a sudden, in the last 2 minutes, Richmond has looked lethal, but short of a goal, it's still 3-0.
Walking on ice here. You can just see it, just that little bit of hesitancy now, not to do anything stupid. But when you do that and you back off a little bit, you give a little bit too much space. So you've got to stay true to what you were doing to put yourself in this position to start with.
Richmond also has Pavone, Gallegos, Alves, Gonzalez, and Bolanos available. Meanwhile, North Carolina FC has Fisher, Hamilton, Frame, Mbai, and Arriaga available as well. Nick Holliday, the 15-year-old, he may be 16 by now, I'm not sure, but he is the backup goalkeeper on the bench.
He's permanently 15, Dean.
Cristo earns the whistle. Boy, what a great start. You've got that 2-0 lead, and you come out flying, and really happy for Cohen, not just for the goal, but for his entire performance in the game.
Absolutely. You said you were impressed in the first half, and I guess you can't be any more impressed, Dean, now he's added that to his account.
Yeah, really well placed, right?
Yeah, everything right. As a coach, when you're talking about players, you know, go across the goal, maybe the keeper parries it and puts it right in the spot where Akira Fitzgerald can't do anything.
No, he can't. He was not happy with his defense, was he? Vinyals has had some lovely touches here in the second half. Terzaghi will give it up. Bolduc running downhill, and wow, I'm telling you, Richmond is getting so close to pulling one back here. It's a little bit of target practice here right now for Richmond.
Yeah, and I don't see much instruction coming from the bench. It's one of those, the boys have to figure it out a little bit. They're backing off, giving a little bit too much room, a little bit too much respect. And I'd say if they continue at this sort of form, it'll only be a matter of time before they break the duck.
JT Kamara, he's had a good game too. And you know, Nosby's not touched the ball a ton, but he's been efficient, I think, in his role in there, managing the team. So I also, with limited touches, still give him pretty good marks.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's one of those, he's not the player, he would admit it, he's not the player he was, not the same type of player he was as a youngster. So you've got to play the game a little bit differently. I think now a lot of the things that he does maybe go a little bit more under the radar, a little bit more not quite as noticed. But it's the composure and the experience that he gives. Great ball into Cohen.
What a touch from Cohen to Cristo, deadened the ball perfectly for Cristo to reshape it to Kamara. Here's Cohen again. I thought he was fouled. He doesn't get it. Terzaghi to Vinyals. Vinyals right in front of Darren Sawatsky. Goes around Pearson and picked up neatly there by Martinez, who's had a neat little game too.
Yeah, he's been very tidy, Martinez. These are the games, I think, Dean, that's great for these young boys' experience, you know, managing. They've not been in this position, Dean, to my knowledge. 3-0 up against a team with the capabilities of Richmond. So now it's how do you manage it? Do you continue to play expansive? Do you sit off and counter-attack? But the main thing here is being solid at the back and doing your jobs. Oh.
Anderson is on this time. Anderson, and Richmond is firing, but they're not firing on frame. They're firing side of the netting, far side, nothing on frame really, short of that one screamer that looked like McGuire struggled to see for a moment.
Yeah, and I think the main thing they're getting right now is the supply from the midfielders. You know, with Vinyals and Bolduc there getting on the ball and finding those seams, and then Anderson just staying on the side and making those runs from a little bit deeper. Angled runs in between the centre-backs and the full-backs. They're getting a little bit of joy.
Falk's also involved in that, and Terzaghi and Anderson are benefiting, but they're just not finding the frame. Here's Abadawi, comes over, cleans it up, and then switches the point of attack. Martinez runs right onto it. Kamara, Scott, Cohen. Cohen continues to make great runs. Cohen just celebrated his first goal of the season, switches it to Cristo. Cristo now in the 18. What will he do? Cristo staying with it. We'll drop it back here to Nazmi Abadawi. And this one will be headed out. It'll be a throw in over near the corner flag.
Give the defenders a chance to breathe, get a little bit more of a shape and a structure back there.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miolo, Rodney Marsh, and USL All Access with Mike Watts and Devin Kerr every Tuesday night at 7 Eastern. Martinez! Akira Fitzgerald has that one. You can also hear live action from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. 3-0 North Carolina FC. 2 from Cristo in the first half, 1 from Cohen in the second half. A lot of shots from Richmond in the second half as Flores, that is an excellent tackle, sliding into it clean and then coming up with it on this beautiful surface here at WakeMed Soccer Park. I mean, without question, a dream surface. In fact, Austin DeLuz talked about the fact that he always felt like that wasn't necessarily an advantage because a lot of the teams have nowhere near this kind of field. So when they come in here, knowing that they're playing, oh yeah, exactly, big old eyes,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, you're coming in going, licking your lips going, oh my gosh, we're gonna get to play on this. Yeah, it's not like in England where you turn up and the field's a mud bath and the wind's blowing in your face and you're like, oh, do we have to play these guys today?
Good touch from Bolduc, side of the foot to Cole.
Yeah, some good players have played on this surface over the years, haven't they, Dean?
Oh, my. They've knocked off some Major League Soccer teams. I guess, actually, to be fair, though, most of those games have been played on field, too, which is also spectacular.
Oh, yeah, real downgrade, right?
It goes across. So well said. Look at Pearson fighting through. Give him high marks. Abadawi keeps it simple to Cristo. Look at Abadawi. He's directing traffic. That's what I'm talking about, Andrew. You're right. He hasn't had a ton of touches, but he's running the show.
Yeah. And that's what this team needs. There's not too many old heads in there.
Kamara saw Magalhaes there and was like, all right, you go ahead. It's all you.
Yeah.
3-0 scoreline as well makes a difference in that.
Yeah, they need me on the other end. Not sacrificing myself just yet.
Uh-oh. Akira's at the top of the 18. Cristo turns.
That was an important touch from Chrysler there.
He may think about doing it again. Or maybe not. Up 3-0, maybe not. But he acted like he was thinking about it right there.
I think he's going to be called to defend a few times so he can turn some of those clearances into shots. And they'll take that all day. Jake McGuire will be happy for them shooting from 30 yards out. And that's it. They're taking the sting out of the game a little bit because there was a 5-minute period there where they had 3 or 4 shots on goal, and I think 2 or 3 of them could very easily have ended up in the back of the net. And with Tazagi being at least one of them, you'd have almost expected it to be.
United Soccer League, all 12 League One clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through the United Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com. Cristo down at midfield will earn the whistle. Cristo, the man of the match with 2 goals, as we are 60 minutes in, 30 away from giving North Carolina FC their second win, and they'll remain perfect against Richmond. And again, I really feel like this is a good Richmond team, but a lot of times there's one team, no matter what they have, you just have something against, and clearly Richmond has been that team this year.
Yeah, Dean, and being the realist that I am, I'd go as far as to say this game is not over. I just know I've been stung too many times in the past, and I think it's important now that they manage these minutes. You want it to be quiet like this. I think if the next 30 minutes are boring and mundane and you're thinking of things you need to talk about, then I'm sure John Bradford will be happy as Larry, to be honest. So, because ultimately it's managing. They've done everything they need to do to get to this point. Now it's about professionalism. It's about seeing it out. You know, England got to a European Championship final without being great, but being good enough.
You mentioned John Bradford. Great to see the man from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, settle in here. His 3rd season with the club and first as the team's head coach. Also beginning his 8th year as the director of the North Carolina FC Youth Academy. Prior to becoming head coach, Bradford served as the assistant coach for 2 seasons under Dave Sarakin, the former U.S. national team coach, and learned a lot there. But I always felt like when I talked to him, even before those games, after talking to Dave, I remember telling him he sounded like a head coach. Now he is a head coach.
Yeah. He's earned his stripes, and it's great to see him doing well at this level now, and I think he'll be here for hopefully many, many years to come.
Vinyas, as the Richmond kicker, is going to make a ton of changes here to try to get back into this one. Anderson goes around Flick. Flick They wanted a handball. Flick diving there. I thought that was a great tackle from Flick. Crystal will somehow leave it on the fly. Here comes Flores. That's Miscic, rather. Miscic. And they'll say it's deflected. It'll be a corner kick. Corner kick, North Carolina FC, is Miscic making a wonderful run. Take a look at the replay here, Andrew.
Yeah, he had a lot of work to do there with 4 players chasing him down. I think a couple of deflections there, and thankfully for Akira Fitzgerald, it's bouncing wide because he's seen a couple of balls end up in the back of his net, which he hasn't had nothing he could do on any of them. All 3 of them absolute worldies. And that one there, I'd hate to see one squeeze past him.
So Luke Pavone from Rochester, New York, Buffalo State College is going to come on next opportunity, as is Stanley Alves from Brazil, went to the University of Massachusetts Lowell. And then it looks like they're also going to get Bolaños in, as Bolaños, wearing number 17, will also come in. He is from Florida, High Point University, down the road. Pretty high tootin' school, High Point is. JT Kamara, Nazmi Abadawi, and another corner kick North Carolina FC, which will be part of the game plan, little gamesmanship. Nazmi Abadawi will not be in a hurry here.
No, keep the ball down this end as long as you can.
So Nazmi Abadawi, is he looking for that hat trick, as Robbie Crystal sitting on one? He's got a brace already, looking for Crystal, and cleared out of there. That one had eyes. I think it had beaten the Irish Ninja, but he had a defender there in support, who I think was Bolduc, who cleared it. So here come the changes, as we'll see Pavone being the first change. He'll come on for Calvo, as perhaps offense for defense here, down 3-0.
Coming in number 17, Jonathan Bolaños.
Also coming out of the game, as I already told you about the subs, is Falk, 23, and Vinyals, who had a couple lovely touches. He's also going to come out.
Victor Falk coming in for Victor, number 21, Stanley Alves.
And it was Bolduc with the touch off the line, Dean, saving the day. Because I think I would go as far as to say 4-0, Dean, is a hole too far. But 3-0 with the changes coming on. Just needs one to plant that seed of doubt, unfortunately, for these young boys.
Yeah, I'm starting to lean toward the veteran broadcaster, the late great Chick Hearn, who would start to talk about the Jello jiggling as a way to say this one is over in Lakerland. I feel like North Carolina FC, yeah, they've given up some shots, but I still feel like they're okay. That's just one man's view there, Andrew Tate.
I like the confidence. I'm not confident, Dean. It's just that
you've seen it all, right?
I've seen Christo spank one in from 45 yards today, and anything can happen. That's the beauty of this game.
Well said. Would have been something if Richmond scored right there, as I was touting how confident I was. 65th minute. Plenty of time for this talented Richmond Strikers team, as that'll be headed out of there as we say hello to, for the Richmond Kickers rather, say hello to Rob Ukrop. By the way, the Kickers and Strikers, who I just mentioned, they have united at the highest level on the youth game, which is really great that 2 clubs can come together and put together big-time teams.
Yeah, when you can combine resources and talent and players, and it can only help those players, I think, develop at the next level.
Well, really, North Carolina FC did that, right? With Dwan Bader's group and another club, brought them together to form arguably the biggest club in the country.
Yeah, you've almost got to pave the way. You got to look to the future, and it's not that the history disappears or is forgotten, but you've got to look to the future and what's going to benefit the most players. And I think, with speaking for our club, NCFC, I think just in terms of grassroots to the top, we have every level of soccer, not just for the serious soccer player that wants to go and travel. We've got girls teams competing in Sarasota for the national championships, and our academy boys are on the way to St. Louis, our 06 academy boys. But then you've also got our recreation season that starts up in a few months' time now.
Tremendous recreation program led by my main man, Andrew Tate. 67th minute, corner kick. It is worth pointing out, is we mentioned the Kickers' collaboration with the Strikers. as that's deflected. You're talking about great soccer minds, and Lee Kalishow, the longtime former coach of the Kickers, and Jay Howell, who was a big-time player back when this organization was called Castle. Those two uniting, big soccer brains, making it happen.
Absolutely. Big 10 minutes, I think, here for NCFC. Those changes coming on. Coach Darren Sawatsky's out of his seat. He's not going to sit down for another 10 minutes. He's looking to get some momentum here.
Driven in. And there's been a lot of that, but not enough danger. It'll be a goal kick. And now you wonder how John Bradford is going to use some of his subs, as it looks like Hamilton. Nope, Hamilton's just heading into the locker room. Well, maybe Hamilton, who got his first start of the season in the last game, was coming on. I wouldn't be surprised if Cole Frame comes on, and this is a good game for Cole Frame. Wide open with his great speed with the ball at his feet.
Absolutely. I think the problem for John Bradford is who is it that you would be taking off at this point, because everyone's performing really well. That's a great ball.
Oh my, breaking through, looking for another one, and Cohen probably could have a hat trick himself in this one.
Took that one a little too early. He was free from the centre backs. I think another touch set the goalkeeper and then roll it past him. Just got a little excited, I think, there. You can see the game getting stretched a little bit now as Richmond are going to flood people into the attack.
Turning, Anderson, Martina, and the referee points to the corner. It'll be a corner kick. Martina got the ball. Anderson went down. It'll be a corner kick Richmond Kickers.
Yeah, Martina showing a great turn of pace there. Oof. I'll tell you what, the replay, it's tough for me to tell there if he actually gets the ball, but I thought on first look, it looked like he got the ball. Second one there, maybe the angle didn't do it justice. But linesman and referee said corner. I'll trust them.
Headed out of there by Martina. Richmond has had a strong 20 minutes here, but nothing to show for it. They make the subs. Let's see if that changes. It goes to McGuire, and he'll sit on this for a little bit. Got the ball at 68-45. We'll see when he releases it. There he goes. He'll send it. I mean, you think about that breakaway from Miscic and then that extra pass to Cohen, it could be 5-0, but then you also think about some of the Richmond Kickers opportunities in the 15 minutes prior. It could be 3-1, 3-2.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they defended really well, though, NCFC, apart from that little spell here in the after they got the fourth, where they just looked very, very shaky indeed. Got a little bit lucky with a few breaks, but I think they've earned that over the course of the season, to be fair. But now it's just about being professional. Don't change the way you played to this point.
There's going to be a yellow card there as Cristo has battled the entire game, and Moran is going to be given a yellow card. Well earned by Cristo.
Yeah, allows everyone to take a breath, slow the game down.
Minute 71. 2 from Cristo, 1 from Cohen, and Cristo earns another whistle.
He's doing his job.
For the W, the USL recently announced the formation of the USLW League, providing increased equity and opportunity for women looking to pursue careers in soccer, both on and off the pitch. Comprised of clubs from across the championship, League One, League Two, and new expansion markets, the W League is set to begin play in 2022 in more than 30 communities across the United States. Head over to USLWleague.com to learn more. Boy, Robbie Cristo, just a fantastic game, including this play right here. I mean, earning another opportunity to chop at that clock and set up another goal-scoring opportunity.
It's like an assist for himself now because he can get on the end of hopefully this set piece.
Yeah. They'll look for him. Goes over Cristo, and offside flag is up, and so that won't count. And Cohen thought he did have a second, but it won't count.
That looked close. It must have been a hair offside there.
Yeah, I saw the flag up early, so I knew it wasn't going to count. So I didn't get the old how about cranking up there, Andrew. I held it. Ooh, Terzaghi. Ooh, good tackle by Martina. Great pass. Good attempt by Terzaghi. Martina laying out. Martina's been good too.
He has, yeah. Made some important last-ditch tackles.
This is a good ball. The kickers continue to look dangerous. Look at Abadawi, just so clean and calm. Pearson will lose it. Got to be careful here. These subs come in with a purpose. There was Flick.
You see how narrow it is now, though, that back four.
So narrow.
The midfield diamond's narrow. They're getting close to finding those seams, but good defending that time from NCFC.
Cohen still flying. Oh, he gave up on it. I guess he knew he didn't have it. I thought he had it, you know.
Well, you've had that faith in him from day one, from minute one today, Dean.
Terzaghi, clever player. Pavone. McGuire's got it.
You see some fatigue legs out there now from the kickers. This is smart from NCFC now. Kamara holding on to the ball. We'll find Al-Badawi, yeah. And it looks like Frame and is it Arriaga.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep. Frame and Arriaga, well said. Going to get a run here. Luis Arriaga started a ton of games.
Great play from Flick there. Read it really well. Charged in, won the ball, dished it off. Christo's turn to dish out a free kick. USL on ESPN. Looking to start the second half of the season on a high note. Oakland Roots Soccer Club welcomes high-powered Phoenix Rising FC when the USL on ESPN continues. Don't miss any of the action from the Golden State Wednesday, August 4th at 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2.
Here in this one, it's minute 75. North Carolina FC on top of Richmond by a score of 3-0. Richmond earning the whistle. Moran, who got that yellow card earlier. There's the whistle. Moran sends it in. McGuire's got a beat on it. McGuire's got it. And now we're at minute 75. Now, how are you feeling about this 3-0 lead?
I've been really impressed with how they managed the last 15, 20 minutes here, Dean. That 5 minutes after they got the third goal. That's the sort of stuff which I think knocks years off of Coach John Bradford's life and puts grey hairs on his head. But they've managed it really well since then. Corners, controlling the play, and stopping those opportunities in front of goal for the kickers.
So it looks like Richmond will make the first sub before North Carolina FC makes their subs, as it's going to be Mumbi Quisele, as Quisele from Seattle, Washington, Humboldt State University.
NCFC substitution for the 76th minute of play.
Actually, Arriaga is going to come in first for Mischic, who had a solid game as well. So Cole Frame, the youngster, who has been electrifying at times, scored some goals for North Carolina FC, and Arriaga is going to come on for JT Kamara. See a nice little crowd here on a Wednesday night. Took a little while for them to get here, but not a bad little environment here at this beautiful stadium.
Yeah. And they're being treated to a fantastic game of football.
Here's a shot, and oh my, that may have hit the far post. I'm not positive, but
I believe you're right, Dean.
Yeah.
Looked like good clean contact off that upright. And that's Alves. Great first touch inside. And Al-Badawi doesn't quite get close enough, and he absolutely
did hit it.
Yeah. It's good contact, just doesn't get that in swing there back into the goal, but that's the quality. The kicker's just that close.
Yeah.
Not close enough.
No. That's been another part of the story for the kickers.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Not been their day.
But not complete as they try to find frame. I feel like that back line is in for a little bit of a shocker here. Frame gets running, and you know how it is when you're a sub. You don't care what the score is. You just want to maybe try to get one right. You want to run.
A little bit selfish, yeah. But I think one of the things as a coach you want to see from your players is, yes, you're coming on at 3-0, but like I've said to you, the game's never done. It's not done until that final whistle blows. So you want to see that maturity from Cole Frame to hold the ball and think about the team. And
ooh, oh wow! I thought Cohen was going to dive in there again,
but he'll do the work. The fresh legs will certainly help, I'm sure.
Bolaños beats Flick to it. Yeah. Boy, you're so right. Pearson with the support as Flick mistimed it. That's what you want from your holding mid right there, right?
Absolutely. Because Flick committed to it, didn't quite get it right. And Pearson was quickly across to snuff out the danger.
Cohen off the chest of Cristo, deadens it, and then shows a little fancy footwork and wins it back. Folks, we're in minute 79 for a man who's getting his first start since the first 2 games of the season, and Robbie Cristo still showing some flair.
Which way is the ref giving this? The ref, the initial hand went NCFC's way. Oh, there we go. That's what I thought. Another sub coming in.
Gallegos for Richmond, and Martina, he looks a bit spent. Now the trainer's going to come on to check on Martina.
Kicker substitution in the 80th minute play coming out of the game, number 32, Emiliano Durzaghi.
This will run some minutes off the clock as well, Dave. Not sure this is part of the plan. You want Martina fit, healthy, and ready to go, but
just a reminder,
they've got Malik and By as a ready-made replacement should he be needed.
To take on Chattanooga.
We get by talking to Mike McGinney.
Tickets available online
Ginty, the assistant coach.
Or by calling the Coastal Credit Union box office. That number is 919.
Michael Milazzo back on the bench as well for North Carolina FC. So at the moment, Martina, I think it was just a cramp. But a chance now for Richmond to knock one into the 18 here and have a player advantage, at least for this opportunity. A couple bounces. They still have not let Martina back on. Martina waiting to still don't let Martina on. And McGuire's got it now. They give the wave on.
Good goalkeeping from McGuire there as your centre-back's getting tired here towards the end of the game. It's great to hear your goalkeeper come in with a big loud shout for the ball and claiming it so confidently. Takes the pressure off and allows you to breathe for a second.
Ooh, Pearson turns it over. Bullduck
again.
Bullduck.
There's Pearson now making up for his initial error.
Yeah, you like to see that. Arriaga will drop it to Cohen.
Oh. Pearson looks as fresh as the first whistle, I've got to say.
He really does. Oh, Crystal! Crystal! Oh! Kara Fitzgerald with that right soft hand gets it away from frame.
Is that Megales? I think he got a big important touch in there as Christo was about to let loose and got a clobber in for his troubles there.
Yeah, I think Martinez spent, so I think Malik Mbaye is going to come on here, the former Clemson superstar.
Oh, yeah. Christo unloaded as he... Christo's attempting the half volley into the back of the net. Instead, it was Megales who nearly ended up in the back of the net. Martina, you hope it's nothing that's going to keep him out for a while, because him and Flick have been a very good pairing back there for NCFC.
Like you mentioned, though, Mbaye
has
played a lot back there and can finish this one out.
Yeah, it's good for them to have options, not having to thrust a young player in there that maybe isn't quite ready for it, or it's not the day for them, you know. You want them to be banging on the door in practice and earning that opportunity.
And putting him together for number 21, Shermaine Martina. NCFC substitution, the 84th minute of play. Coming out of the game, 21, coming in, number 5, Malik Mbaye.
So Martina out and Mbaye in. Here's Cole. 2 first-half goals from Robbie Christo, including 1 from midfield. And a second-half goal from Josh Cohen. That's the story. 3-0 North Carolina FC. Pretty much everybody pushed forward here now for Richmond. They have no choice. Down 3-0. McGuire would like to keep a shutout. Mbaye pops out of bounds. Quick throw in there for the kickers. Robbie Christo. Robbie Christo. Robbie Christo running downhill. Robbie Christo. Robbie Christo taken down. And let's see what kind of card we're going to get here. And a red card is going to come out, as Robbie Christo had broken through, and a red card given just outside the 18. And Robbie Christo has had himself a blinder here tonight.
Wow. Who thought he had that turn of pace in him? He's got 2 players chasing him. Megales is no mug for pace, but Christo does everything right to get the wrong side of him, and they can't argue with that. I mean,
that's a tackle.
The other defender covering on the weak side there, but he wasn't going to get there, and the rugby tackle is an automatic red card in my book when you're the last man. And that's going to be a big miss for Richmond. It goes from bad to worse for them, because he's going to be a miss for the next few games.
And he'll give the captain's armband to Akira Fitzgerald. The nation's capital is a couple hours away. Ron Rivera might take a look at that tackle that Magalia has just made right there.
Is that baseball again?
That's
Rivera, old Panthers head coach. I got you.
86th minute.
Not as daft as I looked, Dean. And now I'm confident enough, Dean, to say this one's done.
You're right, though. I mean, Magalia's has some pace, and Crystal just blew by them both here late in this game. Are you kidding me?
I think Megales was even going, "What are you doing, mate? Why are you heading that? There's no way you're getting that." And he just turned on the afterburners. That's Christo. He's got it in his locker. I think that's maybe the frustrating thing for some fans and folks over the recent seasons, that you know he's got that in his locker and you want to see it more. Come on, big man, deliver.
And I feel like he wants to hit this one,
yeah,
too.
Who's second this one?
This is normally Nazmi Abadawi territory, but
I'm ducking if I'm in the wall and Christo's in it.
Is Crystal going to leave this for the captain, or is he going to go for his hat trick right here? He's got the whistle. Crystal steps over. Abadawi deflected. Corner kick, North Carolina FC.
I like that. Selfless, right? It's not all about the big man. And it's a good effort from Al-Badawi. I think Akira Fitzgerald was equal to it, but it's a corner. It allows a few more minutes to tick off here. Keep that clean sheet intact and see out this 3-0 win. The older statesman now, hand in hand, it looks like, for hopefully the last 5 minutes.
Christo earns another corner kick. Part of the game. See if Christo can do it again, and he can't. Wow, Christo, I think, is going to go the full 90 here. Was not expecting that.
I think it's one of those for the coaching staff for NCFC. You're looking at him once they rolled out that crazy 5 minutes when the kickers were creating chance after chance. I think it was one of those where they'd settled, and I was struggling to think of who they would take off. And Kamara and Mishtic, I think, were probably unlucky to go off, but some fresh legs hasn't hurt. Hopefully the big man will benefit from these 90 minutes. A couple of goals never hurts that.
Going far side. 12 teams in USL League One, including Greenville, your reigning champs, led by their top man, John Harks, who I think's done an amazing job down in Greenville.
Yeah, that's the consistency we're hoping will lend itself here as this project and vision sort of continues to develop and improve. But yeah, they've been fantastic and following up the last 2 seasons where they've been right up there, haven't they?
Yeah. Top 3 again. '90th minute. Well done by Richmond to win that one ahead of the speed of Cole Frame. Cohen has gone the distance as well. Looks like John Bradford has some interest in bringing on Marva Mariche, as Mariche is standing next to John Bradford. I'm not sure if they'll make one final sub here. Maybe they'll wait to see how much added time is going to be on there. Okay, so with 6 minutes of added time, he can still get Mariche in there.
Yeah, Marvin's been a player that's been with us since he was a U11, U12. So another player that's come through that pathway, and hopefully he's going to get an opportunity to step on the hallowed turf here at Salem Stadium, Wakemed Soccer Park.
Speaking of veterans, we got a mostly veteran crew here under the direction of Kyle Lang. Joe Ferrara does such a great job. Savannah Rosanna Dana Revel, Ian Lang, Brian Ware, Curtis Adams. I think the youngster might be Andrew Taylor, not sure about that. Great crew, always enjoy this spot right here. Best seat in the house.
Absolutely. It's a shame not everyone gets to sit here, Dean, you know. I'll give you one guess if Mr. Mariche comes on here, who he's coming on for, Dean?
The big man Robbie's going to get a round of applause.
You've been around the game a couple of seasons, I feel, Dean. Can jump off the time right.
Cohen! And how about North Carolina FC? Josh Cohen showing his golf game. It's 4-0.
And it's just loose at the back from the kickers. And Cohen caps off a fantastic night for him with another right foot rocket, this time into the right corner. Akira Fitzgerald diving to his left, and then what club are we hitting there, Dean?
Looked like a pitching wedge.
It looks like a short game. Good short game from Josh Cohen. He missed one, I think, didn't he, at 3-0 or 4-0? He missed one then. At 3-0, he missed one, maybe to really put the cherry on top of the cake, but he's done it now, and that'll be his night run.
Oh, and I was wrong. It was...
I only gave you one guess, too.
Yeah, well, because you knew it was Cristo, but yeah. Cohen's got a brace, so he also deserves it. I wonder if John Bradford will make one more sub for Robbie Cristo to get a well-deserved round of applause. That would be a pretty solid move, but I think he might be done making subs here.
It might be let's give Cristo the full 96 minutes, right? That's another string to his bow.
Lanos will earn a corner kick as Richmond down 4-0. You said it off the top. Unlucky or not, you felt good about what was happening with North Carolina FC. This is better than good.
Yeah, they were due one, I think, where things went their way. They've had a little bit of luck tonight, but for the most part, they've earned it. I love it, Cristo, the big man. You know, that's why he's on. You know, we want to get that shutout to really cap the night off and give that confidence to the back line, because that's really been what's held this performance together today, is the fact that they've not conceded a goal. Because if there's anything that's going to knock your confidence as a young team, it's giving up soft goals and letting experienced teams back in the game, and they've not done that today.
Put a full stop and period on that one, Andrew. Well done. Great to be with you for this game. Thanks for joining us.
We're not done yet.
Cole Frame, yeah. Cole Frame's going to switch the point of attack. Mariche, you know him well. You know him well, and just can't get it on Frame.
That would have been there, wouldn't it? That would have been everything. The bingo card complete, I think, if Mariche scores with his first touch.
Out of bounds and back to North Carolina FC. As we've only got about 90 seconds left in this one. A complete performance from the home team. John Bradford's squad. A little bit of spell, but with a big lead where they gave up a little. And what do you expect? I mean, there's the urgency there. Short of that, you can't name a player wearing blue that didn't put in a solid shift, as I've said several times.
Yeah. Everyone, I think, gets 8 automatically. A few people might be pushing 9s, 10s. But yeah, great team performance right from the back all the way through the front.
You see the players coming off the bench showing some fire here for this proud Kickers organization, with Wire taking care of the near post. And it's going to be one of those games for the Kickers, but you don't have that much history without knowing that they're going to be back as well.
Yeah, I feel a bit sorry for him today. They've come up against a really up for it NCFC team, and Akira Fitzgerald's played a few games in this stadium, and he's had absolutely no chance on all 4 strikes. We're not done yet. Cole Frame twisting and turning.
Cole Frame
dancing in the box.
And that should just about do it. I got to believe the referee's going to glance down. Second look at these youngsters coming to the game. Nazmi just holding it together. And that should be it. And there it is. What a show. 2 in the first, 2 in the second. North Carolina FC 4, the Richmond Kickers 0.
I can't say anything other than that, Dean. I mean, I'm so pleased for the fans here, the coaching staff. You know, commiserations to the Richmond Kickers. They've come in here, and I think just after the long rain delay the other night, it's been a tough ask for them, and they've come up against a fantastic performance from NCFC, and it was coming. I'm just delighted that I was able to share in it here with you, Dean.
I appreciate it. 2 from Robbie Christo, 2 from Josh Cohen, who we saw right before. Mischich was also very good. I want to thank Jorge Acuna, our VP of Broadcasting, as well as Kyle Lang, Joe Ferreira, Savannah Revel, Andrew Taylor, Ian Lang, Brian Ware, Curtis Adams, the great Andrew Tate. I'm Dean Linke. For each and every one of them, and for Jake McGuire and all our great fans, your final score once again from WakeMed Soccer Park in Cary. How about North Carolina FC, a 4-0 win over Richmond?
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.
At Strategic Systems, we understand that a reliable IT infrastructure doesn't just materialize by itself. We've been helping Triangle businesses of all sizes build and manage secure, reliable technology solutions for over 25 years. Strategic Systems and CEI. Are you transforming your business?
So, how do you like your urgent care? At WakeMed, we have urgent care just about everywhere. Urgent care that specializes in orthopedics and kids. MyCare 365, open every day of the year. Even virtual urgent care. Yup, urgent care in your jammies, on your tablet. So download the WakeMed All Access app and get urgent care that's caring, convenient, and just the way you like it.
Continental Tire has been a proud supporter of soccer for more than a decade. We've been there both on and off the field for some of the greatest celebrations. We've watched with you as the game and personalities have gotten bigger. We are proud to continue standing alongside you, supporting the game that gives us all so much. Together, we've shared thousands of incredible goals and celebrations. Here's to many more to come.
You know the deal when the scoreline says North Carolina FC 4, Richmond Kickers 0. You know the deal when the final score says North Carolina